Russia has completed sending 200,000 metric tons of free grain to 6 African countries, its agriculture minister said late on Tuesday. Those deliveries had been promised by President Vladimir Putin at a summit with African leaders in July. That was shortly after Moscow had withdrawn from a deal that allowed Ukraine to ship grain from its Black Sea ports despite their ongoing conflict. Both Russia and Ukraine are major grain exporters, and that deal, the Black Sea Grain Initiative, had helped to lower prices on the global market. However, Putin had argued it was failing to get supplies to the countries in most urgent need. A Kremlin transcript on Tuesday said Agriculture Minister Dmitry Patrushev told Putin during a meeting that 50,000 metric tons each had been sent to Somalia and Central African Republic. Mali, Burkina Faso, Zimbabwe and Eritrea had received shipments of 25,000 metric tons. Patrushev also told Putin, according to the readout, that Russia expects to export a total of 70 million metric tons of grain in the 2023 to 2024 agricultural year. That, he added, is up from 66 million in the previous season, worth almost $16.5 billion.
Hope that my husband will...
A judge in Haiti has accused the country's former First Lady of being complicit in the killing of her husband, then President Jovenel Moïse. Moïse was shot dead in 2021 when armed men broke into his bedroom in a raid that also injured his wife, Martine. A 122-page judge order shared with local media this week, probing the Moïse assassination, charged some 50 people for their roles in it. They include the former First Lady, who the document said conspired with former Prime Minister Claude Joseph to kill Moïse in order to take over the presidency herself. Martine Moïse, who hasn't responded to Reuters' request for comment, is a vocal critic of the new administration. She has previously criticized unjust arrests and political persecutions. Meanwhile, Joseph, the former PM, told the Miami Herald that the president's de facto successor, Prime Minister Ariel Henry, was the main beneficiary of these accusations. He said Henry was now weaponizing the Haitian justice system to persecute opponents in a classic coup d'etat. A spokesperson for Henry's office said the judge was independent and was free to issue his order in accordance with the law and his conscience. A separate case on Moïse's killing is being tried in Miami. 6 of 11 defendants have pleaded guilty to a plot to send Colombian mercenaries to kidnap Moïse, a plan which was at the 11th hour changed to a plot to murder him. The conspirators had, according to U.S. charges, sought to replace Moïse with Haitian-American pastor Christian Emmanuel Sanon.
South African fashion retailers are ramping up local production, executives have said, as they try to mitigate the impact of congestion at ports that has caused massive delays in stock deliveries. State-owned logistics company Transnet has been grappling with backlogs at the port of Durban and congestion at Richards Bay. It said in November that was due to factors including underinvestment in equipment and maintenance. It has warned that procuring some of the new equipment could take as long as 12 to 18 months. South African fashion retailers rely heavily on imports, especially from Asia, though they have been moving production closer to home. TFG, owner of the Foschini clothing brand, has fared better than some of its competitors. That's after it expanded its local factories and bought new ones over the past 7 years. It said that, as a result, it had enough stock for the key December festive season. For the upcoming Southern Hemisphere autumn and winter months, the company said it was taking necessary action, such as ordering early and amending destination ports. Woolworths and Truworths are also ramping up local clothes production, using local suppliers and placing orders earlier, executives said. Woolworths CEO Roy Bagattini said the company was placing smaller orders more frequently to avoid having big shipments stuck at the harbour. It's also directing ships to ports with fewer backlogs, such as Walvis Bay in Namibia, and then trucking products to Cape Town. On Wednesday, Woolworths reported a 7.5% fall in half-year headline earnings per share as a result of cash-strapped customers reining in spending, as well as South Africa's energy and logistics problems.
Ivory Coast claimed a third Africa Cup of Nations title at the Alassane Ouattara Stadium in Abidjan on Sunday. The Ivorians' victory completes a fairy tale comeback, beating Nigeria 2-1 in the final. Fans were elated outside the stadium.
It's an extreme joy that has reached its peak because we have dedicated so much effort, so much investment.
The team stumbled through the early stages and was handed the heaviest defeat ever suffered by a home country. The 4-0 loss to tiny Equatorial Guinea in the last group match was the biggest shock in the tournament. It left the Ivory Coast on the brink of elimination, but they squeezed through as lucky losers into the knockout stages, sacked their coach, altered the lineup and slowly built momentum. The Cup of Nations has always been a colourful spectacle, often enlivened by controversy on and off the field. The tournament has also seen poor standard of matches. Past matches have seen empty stands. But the Ivory Coast changed that perception, helped by high quality of pitches and good attendances at most matches. Ivory Coast's caretaker coach, Amassi Faye.
It was extraordinary. It was a competition where there was a lot of suspense, a lot of turnarounds, a lot of goals, a lot of entertainment. I think that Côte d'Ivoire can be proud of its AFCON.